Are live. Microphone testing. Right. Okay. Hello everyone, I hope you're having an amazing night, day, evening. Welcome to F1 Realistic Series, and we are gonna be doing Bahrain today. One of the few Middle Eastern tracks that we have on the calendar around an F1. Uh, Title is wrong. Oh, I forgot. Yep. Okay. Let's switch over to our live scene. Formula One right here. Okay. Everyone seems to be in the pits right now. We've got a few people coming out, including Spenny. Let's broadcast the entire track map. A bit of information about this track. Today we have a Middle Eastern track that's 5.4 kilometers in length. And I hope you're gonna be enjoying the racing that's gonna be happening today between our drivers. I cannot hear anything. Never mind. Okay, now it's working. That it is. Spanny on an outlap, Mosmegan also on an outlap, Latifi, many people going out on an outlap. Some of them 30 seems to be on mediums. Okay. Telemetry, everything now enabled. Okay. Let's see how this qualifying is going to go. Short qualifying here around Bahrain. Mixed tiers here. Drivers are from mixed tiers. We have drivers from T1, T2 and T3, I think. That should be the case. Let's check out Penny's lap so far. Is this right though? I think it is. I think the board is glitched here and there is a yellow flag. Why though? Doesn't oh, and another yellow flag. Maybe people slowing up as they try to make up space between them and traffic to go for a clean lap without any dirty air. I think my leaderboard over here. Not actually, not the leaderboard, the board. For Q1 is glitched. Let's ask some of our viewers. Never mind, not a lag board. Everyone seems to be setting lap times unless it is actually lagged, because they did set these a long time ago. Spani seems to be fastest for now with a 1:29.6. Mosmegan goes onto the runoff area, maybe waiting for someone to pass, and it's the Red Bull that he's waiting for. No idea the Red Bull of who. It's either Drapo or Glasses. Glasses was having a lot of lag during his race around Singapore. Let's hope the same issue doesn't repeat itself again today. Spenny is still fastest, followed by Mosmegan, and 3/10 separate the pole sitter from the person to join him on the front row. Simon comes after that, followed by Asterix. Very, very small gap between Thai and Asterix over there, and it's 600th of a second. Phoenix goes into the pits before setting a lap, and Daleks is out of qualifying. Wonder what happened with him. Maybe I don't think he's retired. I think it's a crash. Oh, and the Red Bull of Glasses, I think, impedes the Alpine in front. That might be the case. Let's go back to broadcast camera and ride along with the Buildaholic as he goes onto the main straight. Actually, this is the second straight. The main straight should be the pit line straight. Going through turn 11, now 12, onto 13. Is he going to be able to take pole? He sure is hoping to do so. Into turn 14 and 15. And he goes crossing the checkered flag, and he goes 12th last, with 2/10 between him and 11th. Last between the people that have set lap times, not taking into consideration Phoenix or Glasses. Everyone is in the pit now, and we have Kalmik going on to the pits. Buildaholic, I think, is gonna go into the pits after this lap. Let's look at the Glasses over here, going into turn 11. Now 12, finishing up the second sector, crossing now the second sector line. Now into the third sector, into turn 13. Long straight here for turns 14 and 15, and is now ending their lap to cross the checkered flag and come out in 11th with a 1:30.8. Spenny seems to be going on another out lap. Our drivers don't want to use up all their soft compounds. Truly surprising stuff by Spenny, considering that he has the Alfa Romeo, one of the slowest cars in Formula 1, as this is the realistic series, and equal performance is not enabled. To be honest, I would have expected one of the top teams, such as McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, or Red Bull, to be setting faster laps, but Spenny seems to be fastest here around Bahrain. with his Alfa Romeo. Crosses the checkered flag, doesn't improve on his lap, and there is a yellow flag around sector 3. Maybe someone slowing down. Okay. Or was this the out lap of Spenny? And now it's the push lap. Yep, now is the push lap. Excuse me for saying that he did not improve. That was the out lap. Goes into turns 5, 6, and 7. Flawlessly. Is he going to be able to improve? Let's look at the track data over here as he finishes up with sector 2. He's not actually finishing up with sector 2. There's a long way for that to go. He's actually gonna be getting a little bit of a tow from the AlphaTauri in front. He has improved by almost tenths, and that is crazy. Is he gonna be able to set a 129.3, or is it gonna be better? The last two corners, and now onto the straight, opening his DRS, taking the, not the checkered flag, the line to set a 129.3 as expected. Phoenix setting a 129.6, which could have gotten him, not really could have gotten him into second, as Spenny's lap time was faster than 129.659. Someone loses the front wing, and that's Spenny! Holy. Gonna be waiting for a safe rejoin onto track, as there is the McLaren and the Red Bull. Now the Aston Martin and the Alpine. Is he gonna be able to rejoin safely and not impede anyone their qualifying laps? Okay, let's get Simon as he starts his push lap. Going into turn 1, the set of turn 1, 2, and 3. Waiting for the DRS line to open his own DRS. Is he going to be able to improve on his lap time, which is a 130.0? A lot of traffic here on track, especially for the Haas and Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo, it seems. Spanish still. Oh, and there is another yellow flag. The other McLaren improves by only 700th of a second on his own lap time. Simon seems to be a tenth up. Is he gonna be able to beat Mosmegan and Kalmick and take 4th place, or is he not? And he aborts his lap. No idea why. Let's watch along with Kalmick going on the TV pod of his Ferrari.
I just want to take control of my car.
That was uncalled for.
Why can't I control my car?
Alex, can you please mute? Gave me a little bit of a startle, to be honest. I mean, that's our version of team radios, you know? He just wants to take control of his car. Oh, and it's only 3,000th of a second that splits between both of the AlphaTauri teammates, Tom and Phoenix. Alex has left the session again, probably gonna join yet again to try and take control of his car. I think our driver is gonna be going out for one last push lap, considering that there is only 3 minutes remaining, 3 minutes and a half. I think Spenny is gonna be going fastest here. Top four drivers are surprisingly in midfield, if not low field cars, with the AlphaTauri being the slowest season, followed by the Alfa Romeo, whose Penny manages to put on provisional pole. Okay, Simon seems to be going on an outlap, so is Phoenix, and we're gonna be seeing many cars going out right now. We have a McLaren, a Haas, an Aston, a Red Bull, another Aston, and an Alpine. Let's ride along with Tom66 as he finishes his lap, I think. No, goes into the pit stop. Goes into the pits and makes a... even though he was somewhat faster. No idea. Maybe he's used up his ERS way too much and is now gonna try to go on a fresh set of softs. Everyone seems to be on an out lap except 30. 30 is now on his push lap and is a tenth, almost 2/10ths down on his own record. Going into turn 8 and now turn 9, which is the dreaded turn in F123, as a single tire on that curb can send your car flying off and ruin your entire lap. Oh, and he's still only almost 2/10ths.
Come on, Chad, do it for McLaren.
Another radio there, no idea what he just said. Oh, and he oversteers on the last two corners, 14 and 15, and has now lost any chance of another push lap. I think Simon is gonna... never mind, Simon isn't finishing up his lap. I think he's aborted it and is now trying to charge up his battery. Let's look at Kalmik going through the AlphaTauri traffic. As he goes into turn 8 now. No, 9, then 10. Into turn 11, finishing up the second sector. Second sector line is about to appear to show us that if he's improved or not. He has, and it's by almost 3/10ths and a half. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Is he gonna be able to take second place and snatch it away from Phoenix, who goes into the pits? And he's gonna be the second to take the checkered flag over here, and he does! He takes second and takes it away from Phoenix. in the Ferrari. Spani not improving much, finishing up his first... No, he's finishing up second sector. Does he improve? Yeah, only by 2,000th of a second. Oh, and Moss Megan takes second in front of Kalmik in his Ferrari. Moss Megan in the Alpine. Absolutely beautiful stuff over here. Let's watch as Simon. Oh, and many people in front. So much traffic. Oh, and Spenny improves by a 10th in the last sector. I mean, that's truly amazing. Oh, and Simon oversteers and couldn't set a faster lap and goes into the pits. Not much of a change here. Only 200th of a second between 7th and 8th, but between 7th and 6th there is almost a 3 tenths. But the highlight of this qualifying is Spenny in the Alfa Romeo taking pole and an Alfa Romeo by almost, no, by 3 tenths, not almost, it's 3 tenths, 0.315. And that's qualifying done for you guys with Spenny on pole, followed by Moz Megan to form up the first row. Here you can see the gap to our leader Spenny. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Alex couldn't take control of his car during qualifying. He is probably disappointed as he was in a Ferrari. We have Drapo and Glasses and Red Bulls. Considering they are in the fastest cars, that is not the best qualifying that they could have had. With the highest top speed, highest cornering speeds, best aerodynamics on the grid. Absolutely beautiful here. As we have a look at the pit lane, our drivers are waiting for everyone. We are waiting for everyone to ready up. Probably changing up their tire strategies. I think this is going to be a 50% race, considering the fact that it was a short qualifying. If it were to be a 35% race, I think qualifying would have been cut short to one shot qualifying. Spanish seems to be fastest around here, all by tenths. As we wait, okay, and our drivers are ready with 5 red lights now, and it's lights out and away we go. Spenny has a great launch, tries to close the gap between... Is there gonna be an incident in turn 1? Oh, and there's an Oh, and it's 6 wide! Holy, what's happening there in the back? And Latifi retires from the session. Is it because of something that's happened when our drivers went 6 wide into turn 1? Not the most professional racing over here, and it's a virtual safety car already. I don't think it's gonna be a full safety car, but Latifi has DNF'd Absolutely disappointing for him. He was in an Aston Martin. Could have had a bigger chance getting maybe into the top 5, as he has showed good racing in the past. Not in Singapore though, with many incidents that deemed him very dangerous on track. Big change. Carmack drops down to 4th and Asterix into 5th. Where's Moss Megan? He was in 2nd and now drops into 11th. Probably because of turn 1. Turn 1 wasn't the best. He didn't have the greatest of launches. Let's enable telemetry and track data. Position change. Daleks increases his position by 7 positions. I mean, he was in 15th because he couldn't take control of his car, but now is in 8th. Phoenix and Tom, the AlphaTauri teammates, go into... Oh, and Tom goes in front of Phoenix. Let's check this out. Oh, and Astrid receives a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Maybe broken a wing and is now trying to change it. Daleks also receives I think a 3-second time penalty. Let's check. No, it's a 5-second time penalty. No idea why. Maybe for severe collision under virtual safety car. Spanny puts a breathing distance between him and Tom. Possible tire strategies would be pitting into on lap 13 from mediums to hards to finish this race. With 16 laps on the hards and 13 laps on the mediums. Spanny leading the race comfortably with 1 second to the person that's chasing him in 2nd place. Is Tom gonna be able to get himself into the DRS of Spanny, or is he not? Or is his teammate Phoenix gonna be able to overtake him on the DRS when it is enabled after not this lap but the lap and that's gonna be coming the next lap? Racing between the Alpine teammates over here as Mosmegan is almost pushed off by his teammate Buildaholic. Not the best racing from Buildaholic, and Glasses and Drapo taking position and overtaking. Oh, and one of the Red Bulls goes wide, and oh my gosh! A huge moment for the Alpines and the Red Bulls. Holy, that's gonna be a penalty, a huge penalty for one of the Red Bull drivers that went off and went straight into the Alpine that then pushed off the Red Bull who was wheel to wheel next to them. Tom puts himself in the DRS of Spanny and has his DRS wide open. He cannot make the move over here. Is he going to be able to make the move on the DRS of the pit straight and the DRS zone over there? Daleks is now in 6th, right behind his teammate Kalmik, both in the Ferraris, by 2/10 almost, and is trying to get ahead. And Daleks does end up getting ahead on the outside. Massive DRS chain behind our Mercedes driver Asterix, and Tom isn't able to make the move on Spanny. Is he going to be able to make it now, as there is DRS over here? Goes, oh, and 30, I think, DNFs. Oh my gosh, is that going to be a safety car? It doesn't seem to be. Nope, not a safety car. Our drivers are gonna continue the race without a safety car. Tom's still behind Spenny, Phoenix still behind Tom, Asterix is way off the pace and manages to stay in front of the Ferrari who's chasing him. That is Daleks. Let's watch along Daleks' TV pod. Oh my gosh, elbows out between the two Ferrari drivers as Kalmik tries to get the position back, but Daleks is now under 10% on his battery. Is he going to be able to make the move on the inside of Asterix? And now he cannot make it stick. And I thought Kalmik would have gone for the good old switcheroo, but is now faster than his teammate Daleks and tries to go on the inside, and Daleks is now boxed in between his teammate and the Mercedes. Is he going to be able to make it in front of his teammate? No, he cannot. Daleks stays in front with Kalmik in 6th. Not a lot of racing happening between Tom, but Tom does seem to be decreasing the gap between him and Spenny from 1 second all down to 3/10. But I think Spenny seems to be slowing down his teammate behind, which is Phoenix. Long way between 3rd and 4th driver, and Drapo! What's happened? Let's watch alongside Asteroid as he goes into the area which Drapo DNFs in. No idea what's happened here, but I think Drapo oversteered into the right side wall into turn, I think, 4. Let's check out our leader as he increases the gap to the guy behind by 6/10. Good racing going on between Tom. Oh, and both the Ferrari teammates drop. Oh, and Drapo, I think they left, not DNF'd, as they try to join back. The two Ferrari teammates who seem to be in 5th and 6th are now in 7th and 8th, with Tom overtaking the Mercedes who had a long DRS chain behind him. Now is in front. Can Asterix pull this off? Asterix right behind Simon as Simon overtook him into the set of corners 5th, 6th and 7th. Now into the 8th. 3 cars fighting for 4th position. But Asterix is on the harder tire. Is he gonna be able to stay in range with with Simon, the McLaren and the Haas on mediums? Daleks and Kalmik seem to have caught up to the pack and are now going to be joining the fight for 4th. I think that AlphaTauri teammates should be working together to get a tow and maybe overtake Spenny into these next few corners. Are they gonna be doing that, or are they gonna be thinking about themselves only? Simon goes on the outside of the Haas, does not leave him space going into turn 2 and turn 3. Tom tries to go on the outside of Simon, and Simon oversteers, which makes the Haas rear end him from behind. Daleks has overtaken Asterix, and next in line to overtake Asterix is, I think, gonna be Kalmik, as Asterix is on the harder tires. Oh, and there is Asteroid. I think he's crashed into the pit lane. Or has he retired in the pit lane? No idea. Okay. Let's look at the broadcast camera over here as we see 5 drivers fight for 4th position. To keep in mind that Alex does have 5. Oh, now he has 8 seconds summed up in penalties. Is Simon gonna be leading the DRS chain now? Tries to go on the inside and tries to break the slipstream to Tom, but Tom is all over his gearbox and tries to go on the outside over here. Let's check the TV pod camera and cannot make it stick. Dalek still behind the Haas, and Kalmik doesn't seem to be able to make a move on Asterix and the Mercedes, but he does have DRS to put him closer to that Mercedes. I think he's made a mistake, and a huge snap of oversteer and massive correction done by the Ferrari driver. Oh, and Spenny drops down to 3rd. What's happened there with Spenny? No idea. Is he gonna be able to make it up to 2nd place though after this? I don't think so. He cannot make it on the inside. And he is waiting for a mistake to be done by Phoenix. And Daleks drops down behind his teammate and behind the McLaren. Lot of action going on here. Back to the broadcast camera to have a clear look at our drivers over here. Taylor is all the way in the back, comfortably in 10th place. Not improving and not losing time to Moz Megan. A lot of fog, but there's a huge DRS chain of 5 cars still. Oh, and Simon goes way too late on his brakes, and oh! Holy, that was close between him and the Mercedes of Asterix. Is Asterix gonna be able to make a move on the inside of Simon? Yes, he can, and he goes in front. Asterix, who dropped all the way from 4th to 8th, I think, is now back in 5th place. Beautiful racing over here. Simon tries to go on the inside but cannot make it stick, slowing down the Ferrari and McLaren, the 2 Ferraris and McLaren behind him. Massive fight between teammates here. And Thaichad goes too wide and gives space to, I think, Kalmik to go in front. And there is contact! Oh, never mind, the cars ghosted at the right moment. If they weren't to ghost, there would have been a huge crash here at Bahrain. Oh, and Phoenix overtakes Tom to go into the lead. Small margins between our top 3. Exciting fight. But I do think the most exciting fight over here is the fight for 4th as 5 cars. Oh! And Thai spins right into the 2nd, and actually no, that's the 3rd corner, and is now behind Taylor. And it is now, I think, a 3-car fight for 4th place. Actually, 4-car fight for 4th place. Let's check on our leaders here. Spenny, who was almost leading comfortably, is now in 3rd. Phoenix in 1st and Tom in 2nd. Phoenix did have great pace on his teammate, but the good defending from Tom kept Phoenix at bay. as they now go into the 13th corner, followed by the long straight. Tom does have 70% in his battery, and so does Spenny. Phoenix has used up a lot compared to second and third. Professional battery management, ERS management by our top three, unlike the people fighting for fourth. So much ERS used, not including Kalmik, who does seem to be managing his battery. Phoenix still leading with Tom behind him and Spenny. Beautiful racing over here and a beautiful camera angle by the chopper and F123. Does Tom seem to be slowing down Spenny as Spenny tries to avoid contact with him, or is it the other way around? Does Spenny keep putting so much pressure on Tom? Is he gonna be able to make a move on the inside? No, he cannot. Let's check on the fight for fourth. Tom seems to have had it all the way since the last few laps. Asterix is now in fifth. The Mercedes driver with Simon right behind him in the McLaren. Kalmik in the Ferrari, then Taylor in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, and Dalek seems to have pitted onto a fresh pair of mediums. I would like to show you guys what tires Daleks did come from and on to, but race director seems to be glitched, so I am not going to be able to do that. A little bit of contact, I think, and Kalmik gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to be very disappointing for the Ferrari. Let's look on to the tires. Asterix is on 11 lap old hards. It is now giving him an advantage into the long stint because the hard tires are gonna last more than the mediums. Is he gonna be able to close the gap to Tom though, the Haas, or is that not gonna be possible? Taylor doesn't seem to be using ERS that much. Kalmik has gone on to a fresh set of hards, while Talix has gone on to a fresh set of mediums while he was on mediums. Surely hoping for a virtual safety car or a safety car so he can go on to softs maybe towards the end of the race. Or is this plan gonna be compromised by an earlier safety car that he did not wish for? Asterix doesn't seem to be closing the gap. Actually, he is, but there is Simon who is putting a lot of pressure onto the Mercedes driver. A lot of fog here, no idea why. And is Asterix gonna be able to make it stick on the inside? And there's a little bit of contact between the Haas and the Mercedes driver. Spenny seems to have pitted for a fresh set of hards, as we expected. Mediums then hards for this race over here. As we saw in the predicted tire strategies. The McLaren and the Alfa Romeo of Thalo don't seem to have pitted yet, and there is a huge race, and Asterix comes out in front as we can see over here. Oh, and there's a three-way fight for, I think, fourth place. Taking into consideration that Thalo hasn't stopped stopped yet. Neither have the two Alfa Romeo teammates, who are hurting their race by putting pressure onto each other. One is trying to overtake, and do they? No, they do not go both into the pit lane. Both were probably scared of double stacking and losing time to Thalo, who maybe is gonna be taking the lead of this race as everyone does their pit stop. Asterix goes into second, and holy, Simon glides past and goes too late on the brakes and is now gonna try to rejoin safely. Stays on the gravel and the grass. Drops a whole way down. What's happened with Tom though? Seems to have done the same mistake as Simon, with now Spenny in 4th and Moss Megan in 5th. Moss Megan, who hasn't pit yet, and he is on 13 laps, 13 lap old hards. Okay. Spenny gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag and overtaking, I think, maybe Moss Megan? Moss Megan? Simon isn't gonna find himself in the best of positions after his pit stop, as he did make a huge mistake going onto the grass and going way too late on the brakes into turn 1, 2 and 3. Tom is gonna be pitting now, surely, as his teammate took away the pit stop from him. Went way too long on these old mediums. Spenny closing the gap to Simon in 3rd, who hasn't pit yet. I think Spenny is gonna be leading this race comfortably after everyone pits. Because Phoenix has come out at 3, no, yeah. Phoenix is 3 seconds behind him, with Tom coming out. Oh, and there's a fight between Tom and Moss Megan into turn 1, I think. Yes, there is. But Tom is on the fresher tire, not the softer, because they do both have hards. 0 to 1 to 2 old lap old hards by our drivers here, who were fighting for first. Spenny is now ahead of Phoenix by 2.2 seconds, and Tom is ahead of behind Phoenix by 1.2. Asterix wants to at least get 16 laps on these hards before going on to the mediums. Beautiful racing over here. Way more exciting than our F2 race that happened yesterday. If anyone was in the stream yesterday, we didn't have that much of overtaking going on. Very stale racing. A few incidents, but not much. Spenny gets a 5-second penalty. I think that was for speeding in the pit lane. Oh no, that was actually for ignoring the yellow flag. Kalmik has a 9-second penalty after serving one of his, or was that Daleks? One of them did serve a 5-second penalty going into the pits, and I think it was Daleks. Kalmik is ahead of his teammate by 3 seconds. Is he going to be able to make amends and close the gap to his teammates and come out in front? I mean, he certainly is in front of his teammate, taking into consideration the 5-second extra penalty that Kalmik does have, and maybe Penny is gonna be appealing to his 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. I think Asterix now pits, or no, that's a yellow flag. What's happened in Sector 2? Nothing. Seems to be. Asterix does want the tow from Spenny. Is he going to be able to stay in range of the DRS though? Yes, he is. He has passed the DRS detection zone and is now going to be having... Never mind. Oh, and a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane for our Mercedes driver Asterix, which he really did not want as he goes on to mediums in the pits. Quick pit stop over here. Tom goes fastest with a 132.7. And is now closing the gap to his teammate Phoenix. All of our drivers on one stop except Moss Megan and Simon. Oh, and glasses! DNF, and there is a safety car! Was Daleks really on to something with his double mediums? No idea what happened over there. I think a 5-second penalty for Thalo? A drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car by Kalmik. That's gonna hinder his race severely and may put him in last place. Considering that he has to serve the drive-through after the safety car and not during or before. Phoenix has left the session. Probably a connection issue by our driver in second place. Is Spenny gonna be pitting? And yes, he is going on to maybe a fresh set of... I think it's gonna be mediums as there is 11 laps of racing to go. Let's check. Tom has pitted, Svenny has pitted, Simon has pitted, Moss Megan has pitted, and Simon and Moss Megan seem to have gotten the best out of everyone during the safety car as they did not pit yet. Moss Megan, who's dropped down from second all the way to, I think, was 13th into turn 1 on lap 1 of this race, has now gained up many positions and is now in 5th. Waited for a safety car and that he received. You can see Phoenix in first, but he didn't pit under the safety car. If he does end up joining, if they do end up joining into the race yet again after leaving the session, probably due to connection issues, they are gonna be extremely saddened by the fact that their teammate is now on a fresh set. And so is Spenny. Tom goes on a fresh set of softs with 9 laps to go after the safety car, I think. Is he gonna be able to make them last, or is Spenny gonna be able to overtake him into the long run? Phoenix has joined again and is gonna be taking control of his car. Does have old mediums compared to his teammate who is on softs, and and Spenny, who is fighting for the lead yet again after getting a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Simon and Moss Megan. I have no idea why our drivers are going on to softs here. I mean, even 11 lap old mediums, the drivers who were running 11 lap old mediums at the start of the race were severely struggling. I don't think it's the best strategy to go onto the softs here under the safety car. We are gonna have 9 laps of racing to go. Let's go into the broadcast camera as we see our drivers go into the first few turns, and now finishing up turn 7 to go into 8. There's certainly gonna be some good racing going into turn 1. Is Mosmegan gonna be able to get his second place back, or is he not? He was certainly faster than Tom and Phoenix in qualifying. Is he gonna be faster than them in the race here right after the safety car restart? And Phoenix is gonna be dropping a lot after the safety car restart. Everyone is on softer and fresher tires. Or is he gonna be able to defend the lead going into turn 1? Is the safety car? Yes, safety car is in this lap as expected. 2 laps of safety car in F123. Our drivers are trying to warm up their tires, especially Phoenix on his hards. Are they going to be able to warm up in time to the starting line? And there is the green flag, and we seem to be racing again with many position changes under the safety car restart. Is there some... Oh! Oh! Both the AlphaTauris spin! This is very unfortunate for the team who was leading, but not anymore. Let's go onto the TV pod camera of Tom, who did have a huge snap of oversteer along with his teammate who spun, Phoenix. Moss Megan takes second place, as I was saying. Is he gonna be able to fight for the lead though? Considering the fact that even the AlphaTauris who were slower than Spenny in qualifying did manage to hold him at bay during the last few laps before the safety car and before the pit stop. Simon on the fresher tire, all over Mosmegan's gearbox. Is he going to be able to make a move onto Mosmegan going into turns 14 and 15? No, but Mosmegan does make a move stick on Spenny! Holy, that move was very beautiful. And now that's allowed Simon to go in front of Spenny, and now even in front of Mosmegan, is he going to be able to make it do on the... Is he gonna make do on the inside of Mosmegan? Yes, he can. And Mosmegan has a little bit of oversteer going into turns 2 and 3, but that's not that big of an issue. And there is a yellow flag in sector 1, which is caused by Asterix. Oh, and he... Oh! What's he done? This is gonna be another safety car for our drivers over here. Was that intentional? Is that gonna be penalized by our stewards? I am gonna certainly be clipping that. He did go full on the throttle over there after spinning. Maybe considering the fact that he was not gonna be able to, I guess, finish the race better than 12th, which was not his preferred position. He goes fully onto the throttle and straight into the wall, breaking his wing and front right axle. Certainly not the best thing for our medium runners here, as our soft runners are gonna be having a little bit of a two cooldown laps on their softs. Is Mosmegan gonna be pitting? And yes, he does. which is not the best call here as he drops all the way down to 8. Excuse me. Very eventful race. I didn't think that was gonna be necessary by Asterix. He could have retired in the pit lane, unless of course it is not actually intentional. He could have retired in the pit lane after losing hope of getting any position better than 12th. This is unfortunately gonna be very hard on our drivers over here, considering the fact that turn 1 wasn't the cleanest at the start of the race nor at the end of the first safety car. A little update for our viewers: we have Simon in first, followed by Spenny and Talix. Mosmegan could have been in second if it were not for the pit stop he just made under the safety car. I think our drivers did make the right call by not pitting, as there will only be, I think, 6 laps, or maybe, yeah, I think 6 laps of racing left. Is Mosmegan gonna be able to get himself onto the podium? He is on fresh softs, but I don't think it was the right call done by him. Kalmik very much behind the pack. 7 second gap between him and Buildaholic. Not much going on here, just a safety car. We have 60 enough drivers in this race. Don't think they were crashes, because if they were to be crashes, this would have been the 4th, maybe even 5th safety car, as the game did not want the safety car to occur. One of the DNFs was a retirement in the pit lane, which is the right way to retire, because retiring outside of the pit lane in our league here is punishable. Safety car is in this lap, and as I said, 6 laps remaining to race around Bahrain. One of the rather long tracks on F1 calendar, close to Singapore, and is 5.4 kilometers long. A full race would have been 57 laps, but this is a 50% race after all, so we have 29 laps of racing. That was the latest start by Spenny. No idea why. He was trying to warm up his medium. Simon is going to be losing that tire advantage as his softs keep on degrading going into this race. Another yellow flag. Let's check this out. I think it is McLaren offside Chad who breaks off a front left wing plate. Yes. Phoenix in 10th, Kalmik in 9th, Buildaholic in 8th, Tom in 7th, Daleks in 6th, Maz Megan in 5th, climbs up from 8th all the way to 5th after pitting under the safety car, Tom in 4th, Dalo in 3rd, alongside with his teammate in 2nd, Spenny, both in the Alfa Romeo, Simon in the McLaren, the fastest of the very few cars that we still have on track. On the only car that I think is faster than Simon's McLaren would be the Ferrari, unless they did update it to the new car system. Considering the fact that McLaren is now way faster than Ferrari in real life. Spenny doing a great job at staying within the RS range of Simon, and Tom gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's look at our penalties over here, considering the fact that everyone put it under the safety car, or most of our drivers did put under the safety car. Details, we go on to penalties. Taylor with a 3-second penalty, Daleks with another 3-second penalty, Buildaholic with a 3-second penalty. We couldn't have seen that racing, unfortunately. Okay. And Kalmik with a 3-second penalty, Thalo with a penalty as well. Spenny seems to have overtaken Simon over here. Let's check. Yes, he has, but Simon does. Is he going to be able to make it stick? No, he can't. And that opens up the door for Mosmegan to join this fight for first. Is he going to be able to actually... Oh, Daleks! A DNF for Daleks. And another safety car for safety cars in our realistic race around here in Bahrain. I think everyone is going to be pitting onto fresh softs, maybe? Or is it way too late for a pit stop? I don't think Spenny has any plans of pitting. Yeah, he does not, neither does Simon, neither does Maz Megan. Thalo goes into the pits, no idea why, considering the fact that we only are gonna have 3 laps of racing remaining after the safety car ends. I think the safety car is gonna be only 1 lap long, considering the fact that we are nearing the end of this 50% race around Bahrain. Was Megan putting up a fight to the leaders and is gonna have the softer, fresher tires to Spenny, but fresher tires than Simon indeed. 4 laps fresher. Didn't think there was gonna be another safety car. We have Tom has pitted onto a fresh lap of softs. So has Kalmik. Same with Tom, and Guy, who has lost his front left wing plate, is now gonna be very happy with the safety car. Did he pit to change his front wing? Yes, he did. Gonna be very happy with the safety car, as now he can catch up and maybe gain up a few position into the safety car restart. I don't think safety car is gonna be in this lap, but we are gonna know for sure in the middle of sector 3 on the straight. This is usually where the safety car decides to give us the message of safety car is going in this lap. Doesn't seem to be going in this lap, and it will probably be going in the next lap, on lap 27, on the ending of the 27th lap. Mosmigan, I think, is gonna be driver of the day around here, as he drops all the way from second to 13th. Uh, has a long stint on hards, 14, no, I think actually more than 16 laps on his hards, goes on to a fresh pair of softs during the first safety car and onto another fresh pair of softs during the second safety car, dropping him down all the way to 8th after he managed to get into second, but is now going to be contending for the league as Simon and Spenny do have older, harder tires. Actually, no, only Spenny has older, harder tires, but Simon has the same compound, C5 compound, the red compound, softs as we call them, uh, which are 4 laps older than Moz Megan's. Is this maybe gonna put a smile on Mosmigan's face as he finishes up the realistic series? He does have a fast car, the Alpine, high top speed. I think it matches that of the Red Bulls and the F123 engine, as I've seen many videos before talking about this, and safety car is in this lap, and our drivers are going to be going racing again. Let's hope for clean racing into turn 1, as we haven't seen the cleanest of racing in here. And Simon goes on the oh no, Spenny goes on the inside of Simon and stays ahead. Moss Megan right behind him, and this is very beautiful. We're gonna watch this on the TV pod. Simon tries to go on the inside, and he does make it stick. Oh, and Spenny spins. Was that contact between him and Simon? And I have no idea. Mosmigan is now chasing down Simon like a shark smelling blood in the ocean. Is this gonna be an easy win for our driver here, Mosmigan? Okay, we have Mosmigan behind Simon and Thalo behind Mosmigan. Thalo is on fresher tires. Is he gonna be contending for second place over here? Mosmigan goes on the outside of Simon. Oh, and there's a little bit of contact between the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren driver. And a little bit of oversteer by Simon because of this contact. Thalo is now behind Mosmigan on 3-lap old softs rather than the 7-lap old softs that Mosmigan does have. Is Thalo gonna be the one to take the checkered flag first around this race? He's now gonna be using all of his ERS up. Is he gonna be able to make an overtake on Mosmigan, considering this is the last lap of this race? Penny, a very disappointing safety car restart with a little bit of contact between. I don't think it was contact. Maybe it was contact. I did not see it, but he did drop down, and Thalo goes in front of Mosmigan. Is Mosmigan gonna be able to stay on the inside or make him move on the inside of Thalo? But Thalo does have a penalty to his name, a 3-second penalty to his name. So I think Mosmigan is gonna be staying in first, with Thalo, I think, dropping down all the way to maybe 8th. Tom overtakes Simon into the podium, and Tom overtakes Mosmigan into second place. Mosmigan isn't gonna be so happy with that. Oh, yep, he isn't gonna be so happy with that. He was gonna take the checkered flag first, but no. Uh, I think it was Taylor who took it first, but he did have a 3-second penalty. Tom takes first place after the 3-second penalty given to Taylor. What a beautiful and eventful race. So that's our Bahrain Grand Prix in the realistic series summed up. Very eventful race. Masmegan climbs up all the way to second again. Sure was hoping to get first, but he was not able to do that. Tom in first, Masmegan second, followed by Simon, Taylor, Thai, Phoenix, Tom, Polly, LMK, Spenny, and I think he is the last of our players, and we have 7 DNFs. Looking at the race director here, many incidents were recorded, I think. Yep, collision with Maz Megan, and that's I think what put Maz Megan into 30 at the start of this race. Multiple warnings, many 5-second penalties, and wow, not the cleanest of racing by our drivers, but sure was beautiful. I hope all of you have a great and amazing day going into Thursday tomorrow, not the weekend. Sorry to spoil it for you. I hope you have an amazing night, day, evening. Uh, that was the Bahrain Realistic Series Grand Prix race. Holy. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you did enjoy. Bye.